This is the Chat City interviews from 103.2 Preston FM.
And on Chat City now, it's time to welcome my first guest into the studio this morning, and it's Roya and Lucy. And Roya and Lucy are from the fundraising team here from Derian House. So very good morning to you both.
Good morning.
Lovely. And before we talk about the 21st celebrations, maybe for listeners who don't know, and I know often on Chat City we've mentioned Derian House, maybe you can tell us, first of all, where Derian House is and a little about Derian House.
We are a children's hospice based in Chorley, but we cover Preston as well and most of the northwest. And we look after children with a life-limiting or a life-threatening illness. We do mostly respite care, but unfortunately end-of-life care as well. And we don't just look after children who are poorly, we look after the entire family as well.
Right.
Yeah.
And some people might think that it would be a depressing place to be, but it's anything but, isn't it?
Yeah, no, it's completely not. The atmosphere is amazing.
Yeah, it's a very positive place, Derian House. It's not like you would imagine a hospice to be. I think the word hospice can conjure up many things in your mind when you hear it, but after visiting Derian House, people do always comment on the buzz of the place, the happiness and the positivity that the staff and volunteers there offer to the children. It's lovely.
And actually working there and fundraising for them, it must be lovely to see, even though a tragic time, it must be lovely to see families together and to be able to do what you can do to support the families when they're going through a very difficult time.
Yeah, I love it. I love my job.
Yeah, it's a fantastic place, and I think the families and the children and the families are obviously the heart of the place in a way, and it's the family's strength that surprises you every time. They're just wonderful people.
The children's strength as well. I can't believe it. Children more than adults sometimes.
It's the children who give the adults the strength.
Yeah, so resilient. It's unbelievable. Yeah.
And how many children are usually are you able to accommodate there?
Well, we have 300 families who are registered with us, and another 250 who receive bereavement support. But we can accommodate, we have 9 beds for up to 16-year-olds, and then we've got a further 4 beds in what we call the lodge, so that's for 16 to 25-year-olds. So,
yeah.
And I know you won't mind me saying this, because you are both very young yourselves. How did you get involved with Derian House?
Well, originally I worked for an adult hospice in Oldham. I won't say what it is. We won't have the competition, but I worked for an adult hospice. My mum passed away in a hospice in York about 3.5 years ago now. So I really wanted to kind of work in palliative care, but my background's not clinical at all. So for me, fundraising was kind of the way into that to support it, and then Derian House was just kind of a nice logical progression from that. So,
well, first of all, I'm not that young.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Are you
you're youthful.
I have this kind of mask that I wear, but I got into it in a very different way. I'd worked with children in schools, and I was a dance teacher, and I've always worked with people really well, and I was a volunteer for a different hospice.
Right.
So I'd kind of got the hospice bug and the fundraising bug that way, and literally saw the job in the paper and thought I'll never get it, and applied for it, and thankfully I couldn't actually believe that they offered it me. And since then I've been there. This will be my 6th year.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Wow,
yeah.
that's a nice story.
Aww.
So tell us then about it's the 21st birthday celebrations coming up. So I take it because one of the things, of course, is to run Derian House costs lots and lots of money. I'm sure everybody listening to the programme and anyone that knows Derian House know of the good work that goes on, but it does take a lot of money, doesn't it, to keep establishments like Derian House going. So what are some of the things then in 2014 that you're looking at to try and raise money?
Well, we'll start off with the terrifying, and Roya can tell you the
terrifying.
Yeah, the one that you need to be brave for this one.
Brave or mad, I suppose.
Yes,
Well, what it is, we're promoting encouraging people to do a skydive for Derian House. The idea behind it was for our 21st birthdays to get at least 21 people jumping out of a plane and raising money for Derian this year. And not last year, but the year before in 2012, I organised a skydiving day. And that day we had 16 people that jumped for Derian. So we're hoping to up it this year. We're doing it differently. We're not having a specific day.
How are you going to do it differently?
Well,
no parachute.
We're not.
That's right, yes,
No, we just want to encourage people to do it at any point throughout the year. So there's no specific date to that you need to raise the money by. Get involved. Organise a date that suits you, and jump for Derian House and raise a minimum of $395. And out of that money, you pay for your skydive, and part of the money then comes to Derian House. And any extra money you can raise on top of the $395 comes directly to Derian. So we're hoping. We've had a lot of inquiries so far.
Right.
We're just hoping that we can get some more down and actually get people to register, which would be fantastic.
And the one you did last year, so you got how many people coming along?
In 2012, we had 16 people on the skydiving day that we organised. However, throughout the year and throughout last year as well, people did kind of organise themselves a jump. But this year we're trying to just promote it more widely, I suppose.
And if we get 21, Roya will jump.
Yeah, I am literally on the verge of committing, but I need people to register first, because at the moment we've had so many inquiries, but not actually any registrations. So as soon as we say 21 registrations, we'll see how it goes, but we just need people to register, and that will spur me on.
So there you are. You see, if you also at home want Roya to jump, then you need to register. You see,
it's right there now.
And then she'll agree to do the jump. So there you are. So people can then make their own arrangements. Is that what you're saying, to do the jump?
All they need to do is contact Derian. If they contact me on the usual number, can I give that?
Yes,
number
of
now?
course, we'll give that a few times.
Brilliant! It's 01257 271 271.
Okay.
They can give us a call. Request a skydiving pack. Once we've sent that pack out, it's up to them to contact the company Skyline, and all the information's in the pack. Once they've contacted them and booked their jump, I then get notified, and that's when we can support them supporting us. So that's how it works, really.
All right. So it's quite easy. If you decide to do, you contact a company, and then the company arranges it.
It's so easy. And at the end of the day, you don't. For me, I can't run very well.
Okay.
I'm not very sporty. I wouldn't like to commit to a bike ride, London to Paris, a marathon. But a skydive is something that I can do because somebody pushes me out of a plane and I have no choice. So that's the way I'm trying to promote it. You don't have to be into sport. It's something that you can do that people will respect. They'll sponsor you.
That's right.
Because it is a brave thing to do.
Yes.
It's really brave, and yeah.
It's amazing. Everybody I've spoken to who does one says what a brilliant feeling it is, and how it goes too quick, and how they always want to do it.
I know.
Again.
Well, that's when we did the day, and I'd organised it, but I went along to support everyone doing it and watch them all jump out of plane. Where as soon as they landed, they wanted to go straight back up and do it again.
Yeah,
nobody, not out of all those people, not one person was distraught or upset. They loved it.
Okay.
Absolutely loved it.
So there we are. That's the skydive. What else have you got in store?
Well, we've got quite a lot of events coming up sort of throughout the year. We're having an open day again this year. I think a lot of people will probably remember the summer gala that we used to have that stopped, I think, was it 3 or 4 years ago now? 2011
was the last year.
So it's been a good few years. But we're having an open day on Sunday the 18th of May, I think it is. Yeah, right. 18th of May. So people will be able to come along and have a look around the hospice in groups, which I think is really important, show people where their money's going. We spend a lot of time asking people for money and for help and support, so it's important for us to be able to show people where that goes. And the hospice is very different to how it was a few years ago. We've had the children's bedrooms refurbished and the pool as well, because there was nothing wrong with them, but it was since we had the lodge built, you could see the contrast, I think.
Yeah, I think a lot of things needed updating at the same time, so it will be nice this year to invite people
and to over, to see that.
to see the improvements, but also to remind them that we still need their support. we can never kind of sit still and just accept.
And talking about support, one of the things you were telling me that you want to do is to start a fundraising team. Is it in the city of Preston?
Yeah, we have. I'm not sure how many we've got. We've got quite a few support groups across our area.
The support groups, let me go through them. I think we've got Lancaster and Morecambe, Kendal, Warrington, Bolton and Barrow.
Southport.
And Southport support group. And along with them we have volunteers far and wide that help raise money out in the community. Preston, we did have a support group in Preston. It's kind of, I suppose, just dwindled a little bit. We're just kind of wanting to reignite that a little bit and get more people involved in the city of Preston. Yeah.
So do you want people, are you looking for people from all walks of life who can help raise money for Derian House? Is that become part of a support group? Is that what you're looking for?
Yeah, I mean, there's no age limit. There's no rules and regulations on your job or anything like that. It's just anyone who wants to get together and support Derian. It's a really good way to kind of use any skills that you've got already.
Yeah.
And a lot of people join a support group when they've retired to kind of keep the skills that they used previously going.
Yeah, I mean, all support groups need a treasurer, a secretary and a chair. So as long as you've got at least those three covered, you can be a support group. So like Lucy said, the skills that somebody may have used all their life in an accountant's firm would be perfect as a treasurer for a support group for a charity. And that's what we need. They have to be committed, and our support groups over the last few years, take Blackburn. We've got Blackburn support group. I didn't know if I mentioned them either. Blackburn support group are absolutely fantastic in what they do. They've been going 2 years now. I think they've raised over 20,000, something ridiculous like that. And without that support out and about in the community, we simply wouldn't exist.
And that is the thing again, isn't it? It's raising money for such a good cause.
It is.
So if people for any of the activities that are taking place to raise money, and also anybody in the Preston area or around Preston who could be part of the fundraising team, how's the best way to make contact or to find out more about it?
Well, they can give us a call on the number Roya gave, so 01257 271 271, and they can speak to either myself or Roya, especially if they want to join the support group. We're the best people to probably get in touch with. You can also find us on Facebook. We are Derian House Families and Friends, and we put all our information about our events and any way that you can support us up on there. We update it probably 3 or 4 times a day, so it's a good place to start. Or they can contact us via email on our website. So if they go on derianhouse.co.uk, you can contact us on there as well.
Brilliant. So just before we move on, because we've got the news coming up soon, anything particularly you just want to give a shout out to that you're doing, or just for people to make contact with you and have a look on the web page, etc.?
Yeah, I mean, there's, along with the skydiving and the other events that we've got this year, the open day, we do have quite a number of other events. So there's things that include zip wire events. We might be doing, we are doing various 10k runs and things like that. So there's ways of raising money and keeping fit and healthy, and supporting a local charity. We're really economical in the sense that the money that's donated, a huge percentage of that goes to the children. We're still quite a small team staff wise, so if you want to support a local charity for children.
103.2 Preston FM,
your community,
your radio.